Hello, Virgo. Thank you for tuning into your general read. Just fix that there. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Thelma Tarot. There's that side of the box. And it's by Renata Lechner. And for the supportive oracle cards and magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Dun 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 dun. We're done. That's an interesting way to start this. Alright, so there's a really good feeling starting with a lot of these readings I'm noticing. Pisces, and I want to say, I don't know how many. Pisces was one, but I'm a Pisces. I think that's why I remember that. I want to say like Cancer, maybe Scorpio too. And I've done a few of the fire signs at this point. I think the same thing was there for most of them. But the reason I'm saying this, you have the Three of Cups going into this time. Feeling really good. Everything's going well. Getting along with others. Like, I just feel like things are going really well. It's just going in a very good atmosphere. It's social, I get that, and a lot has been gained in this situation. Now, this next part isn't bad, but something is perplexing you. And I feel like if we move from the outside into you, like from what's going on the other side towards you, it might make better sense. You get the Two of Cups on the other side, and this is one of those cards where people definitely tend to connect it with the romantic. It doesn't have to mean romantic. It just means somebody values you greatly. It could. I don't want to negate it completely out. It could be a romantic thing, but this means that somebody values you greatly, appreciates you, and feels appreciated by you. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. This is somebody who looks at you very favorably and feels you do the same towards them. Whether that's the truth or not is a whole other story, but that's how they feel. And I'm getting that their actions are showing that. You're seeing a lot of positive, grateful action from this person, because I'm feeling it's a person. Okay. Now, this happening here is creating a lot in the environment. Like, you're going from the Three of Cups to fertility, because I'm getting, this person really is feeling like they want to hang out with you more, they want to do more things with you, they're enjoying your time, and they're enjoying your connection. Now, I'm noticing you above this have the Two of Swords. I'm getting it's like a conflict of interest. Your time might be not as available as you'd like it to be, or you might feel like getting involved with this person maybe it's just not the best idea for one reason or another. Not that you don't like this person, but I'm getting for some of you, you're feeling it's inappropriate. Nothing bad is happening here, though. That's the interesting thing. But I feel like you're preemptively making sure that nobody gets the idea that something is happening. And I feel like that's the Two of Swords, because, yeah, especially because I'm feeling there's definitely, this feels very strong to me, where nothing is inappropriate here, but there's the possibility that it could be perceived as like there's something could be going on. And I feel like almost like you're trying to, you just don't want other people to think something that's not happening. But you're also kind of torn. You're like, but nothing bad is happening here, so why negate this out? I'm getting conflict of interest. Some of you definitely have, like, you don't have the time to do it. You'd like to. You'd like to move things around, but it's not seeming as easy as you'd like it to be. I'm getting it's a conflict of interest, though, in the sense of, like, you don't want people to perceive something is going on here that's not. So it's like, the conflict is like, nothing bad is happening. But you don't really need people giving their 2 little cents about what they think is happening. Good? Good. Now, it doesn't seem to move on very easily. I'm seeing other cards here, and I'm going to reiterate. This doesn't have to be a romantic situation, but it could be. because we're headed towards a card here that's going to be hard not to see it that way. Um, this Nine of Cups. See, this person really does feel a lot. Like, this is a good thing. They like you. They like being around you. They like your energy. They feel really good with you. They appreciate and feel appreciated. Like, there's a very strong feeling with this other person. And I'm getting, like, this Nine of Cups is like, you're very much pulled into this because you're like, you know what? It's a good situation. Like, nothing wrong is happening here. Why cancel it out? And I'm getting here with the Nine of Cups. Like, you're seeing it as like a really good situation. You're very happy with what's going on here. And you do want to go forward with this. And you're like, there's no reason not to. There's nothing wrong here. On your side, I'm noticing this seems to be interesting because I'm curious how this is actually happening. And we'll find out as we keep going. I'm definitely one of those readers that sometimes I have to pick up a card to really know what it's talking about. And I'm getting for you, because this is on your side with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you have some restrictions here, but you're moving towards a direction. Like, I feel like you've kind of found a workaround for things to seem like nothing wrong is happening here, but you're making sure it's not perceived. Like, nobody has leeway to think otherwise. And you're moving in a direction where you're establishing parameters. I don't even see, the weird thing is I don't even feel like you're telling this other person there's parameters. I just feel like you're enacting them on your own. And it works better for you. It's like having your cake and eating it too. Like, you know, nothing's going on here, but I need to make sure people realize that. And the romance card does pop in here next in the action line, which is the card I was talking about. It's hard not to see it in a romantic sense because the word romance is right there. But I've noticed this card can definitely talk about like feeling great, on the same page, enjoying life, like you and whoever you're with is just having that euphoric moment. This could be like a soapbox derby, not for nothing. If you and a friend of yours have kids in common, and you're working on this together, and it's just a lot of fun. You're excited about it. You're enjoying time with others. Like, it could be like that. It doesn't have to mean physical. It just means that level of excitement. It's like really feeling engaged. I'm trying to like show this in a sense where there's nothing romantic, nothing touchy-feely going on there, but it's extremely happy. Like, you don't need a soapbox derby. Like, that's not really romantic in the traditional sense, but having that fun and excitement and just being really into it and it's just about the fun. Everybody's having fun. Nothing's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going for here. Because I'm definitely, some of you are going to hit the romance thing. I get that. But I'm getting there's definitely going to be people here who kind of hit this moment. It's a really good moment, and they're not understanding why the romance card is saying, like, why that's there. It has nothing to do with romance. It's just when both parties are at a euphoric level and nobody feels taken advantage of. It's just about the fun. It's about the good times. It doesn't have to be anything physical. It doesn't even have to be directed in that way. I hope that makes sense. The other side I'm noticing, though, when this comes into play, that romance card, they do have the Five of Pentacles. I'm getting you slowed it down, though. This is part of how you've come to terms with it and how to keep this going without anything seeming like it's inappropriate. Part of it is you slowed it down. I'm just getting, all you've done is slowing it down, whatever. And and the other side is they want it to be the normal, or the speed that they're used to. They want it to be the normal level. And I feel like it's lacking a little bit on their side, and that's why the Five of Pentacles is here, because you had to slow it down for things to be more copacetic with your life. I don't really feel you explained that. I don't really feel like you thought that was necessary, because almost like the conversation would have been awkward anyway, and you just were like, you know what, I'll just do this, and it'll be all right. They're noticing the disconnect, because to them I feel like it's a disconnect. Like, how come it's not as fun as it was before? Like, how come there's like some restriction here? I almost feel like in some cases there's other people involved where you're hanging out or whatever you're doing, and you're dividing your attention up purposefully to make sure that nobody gets the wrong idea. And I feel like this other person is like, they really want your attention more. That's kind of what it is. Like, that's it. They're like, that's it. They want your attention more. Like, that's all. Okay. Now, going from that romance card, without me getting sucked back into it, I know the next thing here is the Two of Pentacles, and I'm getting like, there's a little bit of a blind spot here I'm feeling. I'm noticing it right off the bat. Because I feel like you're happy with how the situation's going. But I'm getting there might be some misinterpretation by the other side. And I'm getting like the lack of communication. And you're not realizing what's actually going on. Like, I feel like they're feeling like this feeling of like they want more. And it's not really getting explained. Like, I feel like they're taking that to a place where they're thinking, oh, maybe. Like, I feel like there's a state of confusion here that's not easily dealt with. I don't feel like you're realizing that. Something here, like, I feel like you're lacking something. Lacking the knowledge of what the other person is going through. Because I feel like there might be more to this than you realize. The other person, I feel like if there was a conversation, even though it might be awkward, I feel like this could make this whole situation better. Because I'm feeling the other side is kind of feeling a little like they're confused. Almost like maybe they did something wrong and you're not happy with them. And I feel like they're acting weird towards you. It's a small misunderstanding that I feel like is getting punched up to the next level, and it doesn't need to. Because I'm getting this Two of Pentacles, it's like I'm getting two different people. I'm getting two people normally in the same place or actually in two different places. And it's almost like that person in the center is the connection you guys have, and the two coins are like you're in two different spots. And I don't feel like you're seeing that. Like, the way this is going out, it's causing confusion. It's like in two different spots at the same time. I mean, the two of you are usually in the same line. There's confusion. I feel like there's confusion. You need to balance out these two different perspectives, your perspective and their perspective. And the way to do that is to really communicate. It's like, to bring that back together, there's a communication moment needed here. Because I'm getting something's going on with the other side, and you're noticing they're pulling back. I feel like some of them are kind of acting weird and maybe saying some things that you're just kind of like they're catching you the wrong way, and I'm getting the Beauty card on your side, but I'm usually when this card comes in, it's like about having self-worth and seeing your own value. Because I'm feeling like whatever's happening here, this disconnect. The other person's feeling a little jilted or something, or they're feeling a little sensitive. And I feel like they're pushing back, and they're pushing, like, in the sense of, like, they're feeling a little embarrassed, and maybe they thought more of this situation than was actually there, because I'm getting there's a misunderstanding. I'm getting the way it's pushing over to you, it's making you kind of doubt, if you made the right move, or if this situation was what you thought it was. Like, maybe you took it too far, and maybe your perception of it was maybe a little, what do you call it, exaggerated? I don't know if that was the truth, but at this moment at the end, you might be kind of having these self-doubts, wondering if you maybe you overreacted, and maybe you didn't really need to do what you did. There's some confusion here, and I feel like it's kind of throwing you off. You're not feeling that good about it either. The relationship seems to be in a weird place. And I'm getting here, what this seems to be going towards is the Eight of Cups. Because I'm getting like, this could be like a moment where, now when I look at this card, and I have to remember to stay in the card that I'm getting, because there's a lot here still, but I feel like you're not seeing where the situation's going based on what's happening. You're kind of stuck in this moment, you're making it one step by one step, but you're not really sure what to do. You're realizing where you are at this point is not where you wanted to be. And it's kind of like there's still, like, this can be corrected. You're just not sure how to do it. That's where this seems to be ending. That's where this seems to be going. I feel like you don't know what to do to correct it. I'm getting the whole purpose of this reading is to have the conversation in the beginning. When that moment comes, when you're perplexed, I'm getting you can have this conversation with this other person without it being really awkward. Like, I feel like if you think about the angles you could do this in, about, you don't want things to be, you don't want possible problems to arise. I don't know, I feel like you might have to be very open-ended, I want to say. I don't know, open-ended. There's a different word I want to use here. It's not hitting. But, like, you don't have to be direct with, like, I don't want people to think we're together. But you can find another way to say, well, I don't want people to misinterpret, like, us hanging out because I have this, you have that. I just want everybody to be happy. Like, I feel like at this point, when you're having this Two of Swords moment where you're kind of like, oh, I really enjoy the time here, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea. At that moment, there needs to be, like, some level of conversation. It doesn't have to be intense. I feel like just like a casual bringing up a conversation, like, and I feel like you can go about it, like, if you're both connected to other people, like how you value your relationships, and how I want to make sure that I don't, disclude my partner or you disclude your partner. Like, I feel like you can bring this in a very smart way, to where it's not really awkward, and the other person will understand. Like, excuse me, that was disgusting. It's not that bad, is it? Usually I get weird things like that. They just randomly happen while I'm talking. They usually denote negative energy, but it's not like a heavy pull. I just feel like you might have a little light stress about it because you don't want to be misinterpreted, or you don't want this person to think something that's not. I feel like some of you don't want it to look like you're coming on to this person, and you're nervous about that. I feel like you're very smart about how you can do it. You can just come at it casually. If you already have a partner, or they already have a partner, or you both do, just talk about, what's going on with them, and, like, how do they feel about this stuff, but without it being like, how do they feel? But more like, oh, did they, like, are they into the same stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like you could bring in the conversation about the partners or whoever this is, and it will smooth it over. It'll be fine. But that, like, I feel like you really want to do that, or else you might get to a spot in this relationship where you're not sure what to do with it, because you're knowing it's not where you want it to be. You're going to end up in this spot where you're very uncomfortable, is what I'm feeling. But you value the relationship, and you're trying to find a way to correct it. All right, they're telling me to let it go. Like, whatever I needed to say, it must have been, it came out, and I don't want to muddy it up, so I'm going to stop it there. So thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.